So I think I want to try and make one of those fairy house poles that you see sometimes. I have a piece of, I believe it's juniper, that my friend Robert cut off one of his trees, and it's very fragrant and it has cool grain on the inside, but this is just a branch, not an actual, big log, so the cool colors are really only at the center. But I think that, it's round and it does sit nice on that flat end. So what I did, I used this bit in my large wheat shear rotary tool, and first I used my big sander to put some sides on the roof, and then I sort of did the front with a balcony, and I figured since that one's at the top, they have a big front porch, and the back porch where the door is, and it goes down, and then there's another little one, and down, and so far there's another two, and it goes over, and that's probably going to be one, and then I'm going to keep going down until pretty much the whole thing is covered, or at least as much as makes sense down to the bottom. And then once I'm finally done, that will probably be like the front orientation when it's sitting, but you'll be able to turn it and there'll be stuff all around and different stuff down. So yeah, I think that's my next project, or at least that's what I'm currently working on. And it's too bad this isn't smell-o-vision, because boy does this, because juniper's a type of cedar, and boy does this smell nice from the sanding, or I should say the grinding with that bit. It definitely has a lot of fragrant stuff in the air, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make something neat sitting on the front porch, but yeah, we'll see how it comes out. I'm gonna leave as much as makes sense of the bark, and just polyurethane the whole thing, so that way it'll have nice texture. And it's different, but different's not bad. So that's what we're going to try next, or that's what's in progress. So more after I make more progress on it. And the rough carving is done. So now there's the top. Let's see if I can get this without too much weird lighting. And then the back. And then that goes down. So there's a little door. Everywhere there's a little indentation like that, that's supposed to be a little door. So it goes down, and then there's a door, and down to a split pathway, and there's a door, and across, and a door, and then another door, and then a downward, downward tunnel. I guess I'll hold it up this way and look. And then that goes through, and then there's a split pathway down to here, and then there's another down both directions, and I'll just do it this way. There's another tunnel that goes through. Come on, stay focused on this, not on the other stuff. Silly camera. So the idea is eventually have it sitting on a wood base of some sort, with, my guess is this forward, because again I'm going to try and carve that blob into something cool. It'll be very small, but hopefully still something cool. And because this just has the heartwood in the very center, none of the other pieces down further got in enough to get to the color, but the top did. So, but yeah, this thing really scented up the garage with the cedar smell. So yeah, I think it came out really cool so far. So now I just need to carve since I used the big 12-inch sander to do these edges, and make sure that this bottom part is flat, so when it sits down it doesn't, well, it wobbles a little bit, but I think that's because it's not on a base. Once it's on a base, I don't think it's going to wobble. But yeah, that's good. So now I just have to do the detail carving. I'm probably going to try and do some texture for shingles. Definitely texture on the walls, and probably stairs or cobblestone or something, little texture on all the stuff, and then I'll have to figure out if I'm going to color it or whatever, but I think it's going to be pretty cool. So that was today's progress so far. More later. So the painting is done, the base is on, the windows and doors are all attached, and the polyurethane and little rubber feet are on. And it worked. So this is my attempt at a fairy tower. If we zoom in enough, you can see that's a little tiny dragon with wood-burned brown details. And I did brown stain on the top, and then I guess we'll start from the back side. So we have a top little door and a bunch of little steps and another door and a window, and it's a door and a window and a fancy window and a door and a window and a door, and then a downhill through a tunnel back to the other side here. And if we go down this way, there's another tunnel, and down over, and there's a little person attached, and a door on the other side of that second tunnel, and there's a downward section there to another door with a person, and from there it comes down, and we got another set of people and windows and doors, and another window, person, doors, window, people, end spot, down the hill, we go around, and that goes back up to the tunnel. So then we come down this way, and it spirals down to the lower sections, windows and doors, and finally clear down to the bottom. And so this was the cedar or juniper or something branch, and then this was just a piece of pine carving wood. And what I did, I tried to make, Mike had the suggestion of, instead of just having a base, make this more like a scene, so rounded, carved out. So I tried to put, I had some extra pieces of this same juniper cedar, and some pieces of bark had come off. So I contoured and superglued on bark to make roots, and then this section there was actually a piece of rounded wood and some bark, so I got it up in so it kind of comes down out and down over, and then I used the same stain. It was this kind of stain, and so that's what's on the base, and the top to be like the dirt. And then I just have, I had recessed this down in on this shape with my little Dremel Stumac plunge router about 1/8 of an inch and then this sets down in, and then it's screwed up through with some 3-inch deck screws and whatever other super glue may have leaked down in when I was trying to glue these on. So I'm sure there's super glue down in there along with the deck screws, so that's nice and solid. And I got little rubber feet on the bottom and the little 2021 badge. But yeah, I think it came out really cool. Now the one thing with the dragon, in person you can, I'm assuming on the camera you can see the details. The red, it's a very red dragon because it's the red food coloring. Yeah, I think it works. Looking in person, it looks really cute. I'm hoping it comes out as somewhat cute versus whatever on there. But these windows and doors, similar to when I had done the eyes for the dragon, I went online and found all sorts of different windows and doors, like this one, and the different doors, and there's that big fancy window, and a bunch of little people. And I figured out that since I used this burr bit for pretty much all of the main carving out, this burr bit, when you go straight in and just wiggle it around a little bit, makes a 20-30 seconds or 0.625 inches high door opening. And so when I figured out where I wanted the doors, I did the door holes, and then I went in and researched and found a bunch of online doors, which took quite a while, and then used GIMP, the photo editor, to shrink them down scale wise to 0.625 inches. And then similar with windows, I went and found a bunch of windows and scaled those to about the half inch or less, and that's how we got all this. And then same with the people. But yeah, I think it looks really cool, and cool, cute, fun, all that stuff. And then I just, again, because it's my go-to anymore with these projects for indoor, the Varathane triple thick clear gloss, and that works really good. And I used the little brushes for doing the watercoloring. Doing the food coloring, and then the polyurethane, I used the little brushes. And again, food coloring is just 3 drops of red in a water bottle lid with rubbing alcohol. And that's how I did this. And 3 drops of green in rubbing alcohol to do the green. And these are the various, I don't know if this is going to show up, but we're going to try. These are a lot of the various little bits that I used, in addition to one other one that I forgot to get out. This super tiny round ball. But yeah, I just used the combination of these handsets. For the detail work, I used the small WeChair handset, and for the main carving, I used the bigger handset. But I think it came out really awesome. And I'm thinking this is going to my sister because she hasn't complained and nobody else says, "Ooh, I want that." So if someone else had said, "Ooh, I want that," someone else may have gotten it, but they didn't. So, and she didn't say, "No, don't send it." So it's going back there. So yeah, if anybody wants stuff like this, let me know. Happy to make projects. Prices, everything that I've sold so far, people have said the prices are really good and they're really happy with them. That is this project done.